Hi, welcome to the Introduction to Computer Programming course. I'm your professor, Michael Waits, and I wanted to do a quick introduction video to welcome everyone to their class. Now, this video is actually going to be utilized for two classes that I'm giving this semester. They're both the same class, just one is online, completely online, and the other one is actually an in-live session. And we meet on Wednesday nights. Now, to help both classes, I've decided to go ahead and record, excuse me, to do those in live sessions on Zoom. So that way, if you are taking the online class or whether you're taking the in-person class, you can watch it on Zoom with me Wednesday nights. I will also post those recordings the next day for both classes. So if you are someone that likes to do your homework early in the week, I apologize, you won't have the lecture material to utilize, but if you do your homework after Wednesdays, you should have the lectures to aid you and guide you through that. Now, the live lessons will go over a lot of the topics of that week, as well as we will do some live examples of programming in Python. To cover a few things right out of the gate, got it upside down there. Okay. This is the book that we are utilizing in this semester. And I do kind of have to keep it under my face, or the background piece, as you can see, kind of makes it go away. So this is the book. It's also in our syllabus. Make sure you have the right book and you get the correct edition. All right. So a little bit about the course, just a few things that you must know right off the bat. The first 2 weeks, we do have attendance for both online and in-person classes. So I need to know that you have participated in the course for the first 2 weeks to mark you as being here. You only have to be marked attending in one of those 2 weeks, although I'd like to be able to mark you as attending in both. To do this, I will post instructions online of what needs to be accomplished to be marked as present for the course that week. Oftentimes, it's really just doing the assignment for the week, but it also might be attending or responding to forums. So just keep an eye out on that. I will make that as a news post, so that way you're well aware of what you need to accomplish. And that should happen rather soon. Now, I do have an office in the Clearwater branch. I will tell you that, especially because of COVID, and now just now that we've gotten so comfortable with online technology, oftentimes I do my meetings with students online. Now, if you want to meet in person on campus, just let me know. We can work that through and do it by appointment. But even our online Zoom meetings would be by appointment. So please reach out to me if you need some help, you want some extra guidance. We can set up a time to meet online and just go over that material. Now, with that, I will tell you, I'm pulling up my syllabus. I thought I had it up. There we go. Okay. I do have a telephone number. I will tell you that that's probably one of the least effective ways of getting hold of me, mainly because the soft phones ring to our Microsoft Teams. I don't typically have Clearwater's Microsoft Teams up during the day because I also work a full-time job as a software development manager, and we're a quick, fast-paced company that is always delivering software. So typically, I'm usually on that company's teams and just don't get those phone calls. So what usually happens is if you call that number, you're going to go to my voicemail. The voicemail is then going to be transcribed into an email. It's going to be sent to me, and then I'm going to probably respond to you via email. So just to make things a little easier, it's best to go ahead and just send me an email. I try to respond to those as quickly as possible. If you do want to get to know a little bit about me, look in the syllabus. My instructor webpage is out there. You can take a look at that, as well as the people that I report to up the chain, and they always have an open door policy. If you have any issues or any complaints, or you want to say something nice, make sure to reach out to those individuals in regards to that. So we will be learning how to program during the semester. And I will tell you that at first, it feels oftentimes sort of like learning a new language, uh, a speaking language. So just make sure you give yourself plenty of time to really get into the material and get your homework done. This is not typically a course that you can just rush. If this is your, especially if this is your first language. Now, if you've been programming for a while and this is just a way to get the credit that you need, I understand, and it probably won't be as nearly as much challenge. But for most students, this is their first language, and while it's not a challenge that is extremely unreachable, it is definitely a challenge. So please keep that in mind. I typically tell most people that you should be prepared to spend 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours per credit hour. So we're looking at 9 to 12 hours of homework for each week. Also remember that these courses are 8-week courses. They're not 16-week courses. So we tend to get a lot of material into 1 week. And so because of that, I typically tell people most of the time you're going to be on the 12-hour side of getting homework done. So we have several items throughout the semester that it will be graded upon. You've got assignments, you've got quizzes, you have what we call pseudocode discussion postings. All these add up to your score. So again, take a look at the semester and you'll see that that information is in there. I do have to let everyone know, it's interesting how this goes. Typically, we try to do our best to allow students to be successful, and we try to be understanding if things are going on in your life that might make it a little more difficult to get work done and get it on time. What I can tell you is it's kind of cyclical on that, and what we see is it's okay for a little bit, and then people just get into this mode of doing things late all the time, and it makes it really hard on me to grade papers after the fact when they're late. And so I really do minimize people turning work in late. I add grace periods already to work, so please understand that if you request something to be late, typically I'm going to need a very good reason to say yes on that. Just because, again, one, it's not fair to the other students who worked really hard to get their work in on time, and then it's also just not fair to me and the other students because it really tends to bog me down and makes it more difficult for me to stay up on grading and keep attentive to the other students as well. So like I said, so try to get your work in on time. And again, if you've got a really good reason, we can always work through things. What I'll tell you is if you have a medical reason, especially, or any other documented reason under the requirements for emergency homework, you need to turn in homework late, obviously that will always be okay with, and you got to turn in that documentation and we can square things away. But otherwise, really try hard to get your work in on time and minimize the stress that you would have in the semester by trying to keep up. For the quizzes, we do give unlimited attempts. They are timed, and so please utilize the time correctly, but you can retake a quiz if needed and get a better score. One thing to say is about collaboration. We are okay with collaboration. We like collaboration. We just want you to let us know who you have collaborated with or what you've collaborated with. If you are looking up examples on the internet, please do not copy and paste. You need to take what you're reading and redo it somewhat to your the way you develop or the way you're going to be developing. Copy and pasting would be a form of cheating. However, reading and utilizing the information from a website to create your own code is not cheating. Just make sure you cite the website you're getting the information in when you submit your work. So we do have some student expectations. Obviously, we want you participating. We want you reading the materials. We want you watching the videos. We want you turning in homework on time. Like I've already told you, the first 2 weeks we do take attendance. And then about 60% through the semester, I'm asked to evaluate all the students and put in there whether you are actively participating. If you are participating, you're turning in homework, then you'll get marked as participating. If you have a significant number of missed assignments, missed forums, then you'll probably get marked as not participating. Typically, when those things happen, oftentimes the students are unenrolled from the class. So make sure that that doesn't happen to you. If you're struggling, reach out to me and let me know what's going on. Then finally, I think the thing I like to cover the most is, because this class does have online forums, just remember that this is a college course. We're looking at well thought out, formatted, and grammatically correct posts. This is not a conversation with your friend over text messaging. So please kind of keep that in mind, as well as when you're responding or referring to other students, that there is respect among your peers, and that you're just professional when it comes to your online post. So that's an important piece. I've never really had an issue with that, but I always like to make sure that I get it out there. And then finally, make sure you check out the syllabus. Any dates that you need to be aware of would be in the syllabus, and that will guide you to the last day to withdraw with refund, last day to withdraw without a refund, but to get a W rather than an F. Those kind of things. Hopefully you don't need those pieces of information, but they're there for you in case you do. Well, I look forward to our semester. And like I said, keep an eye out. I'll get the Zoom information posted if it's not already posted to when our session is on Wednesday. And then if you can't make that session, but you still want to see it, remember, I will get the recording up the following day on Thursday. Somewhere in that day, I'll get it up and you can review it in the comfort of your own home. With that, I'd like to say thank you, and I look forward to talking to everyone this semester. Bye now.